Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, as we're back here with a little quick Scotties Sports Talk video here today, and we're just going to be kind of just focusing on the recruiting here. I just want to kind of update you guys on the recruiting board and what we are looking at here. As you see there, no one has, we have not signed it. We've got a couple of scholarships out there, but no one has really bid on those just yet here. And not to mention here, we've got a few players here that we're kind of have some long shots here with, and we might have to start thinking realistically here that we might just have to cut them loose here if they're not going to sign with us. So like for instance, Carl Cannon, a fullback here. He's the #1 fullback on the board right now in the nation, from Georgia. And just outside of the Atlanta area, we're gonna have to try to go ahead and cut him loose. Also, Frank Murray, one of the huge tight ends there, #1 tight end there on the board there in the nation. We're gonna have to try to go ahead and just decide with both of those guys there. We're just too far behind. You see, they're about almost 1,000 or so, almost 2,000 points behind. You guys, you've got teams like a lot of teams from the ACC and SEC that are going after them. Of course, there you see Ohio State going after Murray there, and we're just too far behind here. And I think we just need to cut our losses here and just kind of just work on trying to go after some other guys. Now, I see like this: if we're somewhere in the top 4 or top 3, top 4. We have a good shot at them. I'm gonna try my best there. But if we're 5 or 6 or even 7 down off there, or not even on their on their radar, we're not even gonna worry about it. You see Joey Wallace and Chris Cross, or excuse me, Justin Cross there, who are some of the top kickers there. They're in the top 10 there in the kicking category there. We're gonna try to go after those guys. We're gonna keep in mind there. That we still have some other kickers there, like the Kenneth Inman there, who is 2,000 points or so back, but I feel like we still got a shot with him. And then we got some defensive tackles here and stuff like that. For the most part here, just areas where I feel like we have a good shot in to find some decent players later on. I'm just gonna kind of back off there. Not to mention, we still have a tight end on our team that we converted to a fullback. We can easily convert him back into the tight end position next season if we happen not to get a tight end to help us back us up for next year. So we can move him back over there if we need to. But this is the whole thing about this series. This is I knew going into this after year 2, and not to mention really wasn't thinking that we was going to end up winning in year 2. This is the recruiting is supposed to be tough. The recruiting on Heisman, just like the gameplay and everything. It's just one of those things that we have to deal with, especially when we're only to a 2 or 3 star caliber team. Trying to get some of these guys that are 4 or 5 stars is going to be coming tough. So I think realistically here we're going to have to look at some guys that are maybe 1 star caliber, or 1-2 star caliber, maybe 3 star if we can get lucky there. But some of these other players there, I think we have a good shot here with, and as you see there, we're just kind of taking off some points here. We're going to keep some of them on the board there, and just in case if we happen to maybe next week can sign a couple guys that are as you see there, 1 or 2 on their board, and like I said, we're going to keep some of these guys on there, and then after maybe this is going into week 5, I think we're going into. Maybe somewhere around week 7 or 8, if they haven't bid, if those players that I'm hoping by then we'll have somebody at least sign, a couple of guys sign there, especially like Ramirez here, who hands down, just looking at some of his things he's asking for in here and whatnot, he should be with us. He should already signed with us already here. I don't know what the hesitation is, but we're hoping that some of these guys that we are in the top 2. We got quite a few guys there in our top school. We need to hurry and get those guys signed. We need to try to nail it there. We do have 3 guys that are going to be showing up here for the Texas State game. Actually, we got quite a few guys showing up for the Texas State game, and then we have guys coming and showing up here after our first week off. So really, we really got to do a good job here convincing these guys here the next couple of weeks to really want to come to Highland next season. I'm offering scholarships to pretty much everybody here on the board that we still have on here, even the ones that we took points away. I'm offering them scholarships there too. So if we can try to really play some good ball here and play some good clean ball here in the next couple of weeks, we can really get that momentum there to help us convince them to be there on the team. Because next year, I mean, really the sky's the limit for a lot of these guys here. There's going to be a lot of openings here for a lot of different positions that they'll get their chance to play as a true freshman on the field there. So because we got a lot of guys going to be leaving next season because of graduation or just the simple fact that we got a lot of fifth-year guys, redshirt seniors there that are going to be they're going to have to leave. And like Flanagan's one of them. Of course, so we already have the backup for him already. But yeah, for the most part here, we're trying to talk to them. We're trying to let them know, hey, you have a good shot here to be, to be a part of this team next year and really be a centerpiece especially on the defensive side there. I mean, because we need a lot of help defensively next year with the secondary and a couple of the linebacker positions there. So, I don't know what else we need to convince them. I don't know if they're afraid that we're just one of those schools that's going to be kind of just, we had a fluke year last year and we got in there because of some craziness that happened with guys, with teams that kind of failed towards the end, like Alabama, and so on and so forth there. And then maybe some of them are also not too keen on us still being an independent school there and not making that jump to a league yet. We are still in talks with the Big 12. That's pretty much been since day one. What our goal is to get to the Big 12 there, and trying to buff up and trying to make the Big 12 a little stronger by adding not just us but a couple other schools there, and maybe try to make it a Super 16 at some point here. But also too, we're also looking at probably going to another smaller, start off maybe a smaller conference, like a MAC or like a Sun Belt or even the Mountain West there. So we're going to be looking at a lot of different avenues when it comes to especially when it comes to schools next year, or the next not next year, maybe the next year 5 or so. But I mean, we could easily move next year to a conference. But it just depends on. It really depends on how well we do in this recruiting here, because that's going to be really important for us. And if we have to next year, if we have to move to a league to try to get some of those recruits to jump aboard and be a part of our squad there, then that's what we'll do. But take a look here. We're our prestigious 3 stars there. So, there's still some out there just kind of, still wondering about us. Take a look there. The top 25 there. Highland, of course, top of the list there. Clemson, Washington, and Alabama there at number 4. They beat South Carolina just last week. And this week they have Houston. We go on here and we see USC at number 5. Auburn at number 6. Florida State there at number 7. Pretty much the top 10 has not really changed. We'll see. Now there you see at number 13. Last week at number 14 was UCLA. We started to see some shifts here in a lot of different areas there in the top 25. A couple teams like Oregon has fell in the fall. There you see Oregon dropped down 4 to 19 from 15 last week. And then West Virginia, they dropped from, or went up 1 from 21 to 20. And then see Notre Dame there just hanging there almost off the top 25 there. They're number 24. They were not, well, actually, no, they wasn't even ranked last week. So, but there you see some other teams there. And of course, Virginia Tech and Minnesota both dropping out of there, out of the top 25 for this week. So, going to week 5 here, a lot of, not too many big upsets. But yeah, for the most part here, a lot of teams start to slide around here. And of course, we're still at the top of the spot here, but still going to easily be knocked off because we will be taking on the Raging Cajuns, and this could be a tricky game for us. This could be the game, like most years here. This could be the game that really changes things for us, and it could have us sliding off and outside of the top 4 if we lose to this team here. So. I won't say it's a trap game there, but it could be. It almost has that feeling of being one here. But there you see the Heisman watch there. Of course, Kason slipped some there, but hopefully we can get his more of a national presence here coming up next week here. As at least talking to Coach Eddie Bonds there, he is going to be more focused on trying to get the ball, more of him involved there, running the ball there, and we'll see how things go coming up in that game there. But as you see there, Tyler there, he slipped also too there for Arizona. So both of those guys there really trying to work hard to get back in the national scene there and try to get some momentum there for themselves. But like I said, we're taking on the Raging Cajuns there at home with our first home game of the season. Cannot wait. Hopefully you guys are out there at Kensington Field, and we can get the crowd going, get that dog pound there, the student section going there, and just have a lot of fun there. So that is it for this episode. Like I said, it's going to be a short episode of Scotties Sports Talk here as we get ready for the huge game here. First home game of the season, 4-0 at home against Louisiana Raging Cajuns, and we'll see how our Scotties can do in front of the home crowd. So that's it for this episode of the Scotties Sports Talk. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified when this series or any other series here on the channel is uploaded to ESGNet. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Check those out. The links are down below in the description. Check us out for the latest news and events on what's going on here on the channel and what's going on in the world of sports gaming in general. And that is it from me, you guys. Go Scotties, go Scotty Nation, and we'll hope to see you guys out there for a great game this week in Scotty Sports. As always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time. Go Scotties.